Hello students, today we will be starting with chapter number 5 from science, that is the fundamental unit of life, cell. So this is the title of the chapter which belongs to biology. So in this part 1 we shall be understanding the basic ideas, that is what is cell, what are the types of cell, what is the number of cell, what are the numbers of cell in different organism, then what are the shape of different cell, and then on in the next part we will move to the details. So starting off with the introductory part. Now here all of us know that our earth is made up of various kind of organisms, that is there are billions and billions of organisms present on the surface of the earth. So it includes various kind of plants, various kind of animals, human beings, and even the microorganisms, the organisms which cannot be seen with the naked eye. So there are various forms of organism present on the surface of earth. Now do all of these organisms as in the living organisms, the living beings, now all of this organism, they are different in their form and they are different in their size, that is they look different, they have different sizes and so on. If we talk of a plant, so there will be different kind of plants, herbs, shrubs, trees, and various other divisions also, and even the size of the different plants also varies. So similarly it goes with various forms of animals, humans, and so on, that is all of them are different in their form, that is in their structure, and different in their size. But we all know that all of the organism, whether it be plant, whether it be animal, either it is a human being or a microorganism, all of them are made up of the basic structure, very basic structure, which is common to all of them. So that basic structure is nothing but the cell. It is nothing but the cell. Yes, if we talk about the cell is derived from a Latin word. Yes, that Latin word is nothing but cellula. So this, what does this word cellula means? That is, cellula means a room. It means a room. So all the organism, whether it is a unicellular organism, that is the organism which is made up of only one cell, or multicellular organism, whether that is it is made up of several or more than one cell. So all the organism is made up of nothing but room like compartments, and that is termed to be as cell, which is derived from the Latin word cellula. Now here all the cells, for example, if we can quote it like a room is made up of what? That is, if we talk of a room, the walls of the room are constructed of what? They are constructed of the bricks. So over here the room is constructed of bricks, and the single brick, that is many bricks, and this single brick is termed to be as nothing but the basic unit from which the whole of the room is constructed. So this basic unit is nothing but the cell. Similarly we have our whole of the body. Now our whole of the body is constructed of many cells. So the basic unit of any of the organism, whether it be unicellular, that is one which is made up of only one cell, uni, that is one, and or either it is made up of many cells, all of them have the basic structure which is nothing but the cell. Yes, now all the cells, whether it is present in a plant, animal, human, or a single cell organism, they perform all the basic life process. Basic life process as in term, they do the processes of say taking in the food, that is termed to be as nutrition. All the cell perform the process of taking in oxygen, giving out carbon dioxide, breaking down the food, that is termed to be as respiration. They also remove the waste material out of their body, that is termed to be as excretion, and so many other. So all the cell, whether it is present in the unicellular organism or in multicellular organism, they perform all the basic processes, all the basic life processes. Yes. Now how is a cell able to perform all the basic life process? That is, a cell, we will understand all of them, all of this in detail. Yes, so all the cells present on the surface of the earth are made up of small compartments which are termed to be as the cell organelles. We shall study about this in detail. So all the cells are made up of various kind of cell organelles, various compartment. A particular cell is made up of various compartments. Yes. So all these various compartments which are present inside the cell, yes, helps a cell to perform all the basic functions. That is, this cell is able to do the process of respiration. This cell is able to do the process of removing the waste out of its surface. This cell is able to take in the food material inside it. So all of the function is performed by these cell organelles. So that is, all the cell are able to perform all the functions, and all the cells they have a definite structure. Yes, so therefore it gives the body a given structure. For example, a plant looks something like this. That is, suppose if we talk of a tree, so how does it get a particular shape? So that shape is because of the individual cell which is present inside this plant, inside this tree. Yes, so similarly a human beings look so because it has a definite structure, because the cell gives it a structure. Yes, so all the cells together gives a given structure, as well as all the cells together perform all the basic functions, and therefore the cell is termed to be as the basic structural and functional unit of life. This is very important. That is, a cell is termed to be as the basic, that is most common, structural as well as functional unit of life. Why it is termed to be as structural? Because of a cell's structure we are able to get a particular structure in our body. Whether it is a plant, whether it is an animal, whether it is a human being, all of them are able to have a particular structure because of the structure of the individual cell. Therefore it is termed to be as the structural unit as well as the functional unit. Functional unit as in term, suppose if we talk of any of the organism, whether it is multicellular or whether it is unicellular. So if we talk of the unicellular organism, only one cell is going to perform all the activities. Yes, one cell. And if we talk of multicellular organism, many cells are going to come together and perform all the activities. Yes, so in unicellular organism, if this is not going to perform, then it's eventually going to die. And similarly in multicellular organism, if all the cells are not going to perform properly, are not going to function properly, then what would happen? Then the organism would also not be able to perform properly, and the organism, if not able to perform properly, would eventually die. So a cell, if performs properly, then and then only the whole of the body of the organism can perform properly. So that is, a cell is termed to be as the basic structural as well as functional unit of life. Now if we look into now we shall talk about the hierarchy of body organization. Hierarchy as in term, suppose if we talk of if we take the example of a human being. So a human being is made up of various organ system. We have various system inside of our body, such as the respiratory system, the digestive system, the excretory system, and so on. So what are the systems made up of? The systems are made up of nothing but the organs. That is, we have various organs inside our body. We have heart, we have liver, we have kidney, we have bladders, urinary bladder, then various other reproductive organs, and so on. And all these organs are made up of what? The organs are made up of nothing but the tissues. The organs are made up of what? The tissues. And the tissues are made up of what? That is the cell. So here we can see the hierarchy, as in the very basic unit of any of the organism is nothing but the cell. So basic unit as in term, that is, this is suppose say one cell. Then what is a tissue? The group of cells which are similar in structure and performing a given function is termed to be as nothing but a tissue. So this is suppose say one tissue. There is also some another tissue. Suppose this is the muscle tissue. So the group of cells, this is suppose say a single cell. Now the group of cell which is performing a same function and similar in structure, it is termed to be as what? So this is one tissue. Now the group of tissue, this is one tissue, this is another tissue. The group of one tissue, that is the group of many tissues, that is suppose this is the first one, this is the second one, there could be another one. The group of tissues forms the organs. Various organs come together and form the organ system. Various organ systems such as the respiratory system, the excretory system, the digestive system and so on, the reproductive system, all together forms an organism. So do you understand? From here it is very clear, very evident that the very basic thing inside our body is nothing but the cell. The group of cells which are similar in structure and function is termed to be as tissue. The group of various tissues forms organs. The group of various organs forms organ system, and various organ system forms a complete organism. Now, if we shall talk about the discovery of the cell, talking about how the cell was discovered. So, this was a very important discovery for the human beings, for the for the medicine, for the agricultural part, and many other things. So, talking about the discovery of the cell, who discovered it? So, Robert Hooke was the first one to discover the cell, and how did he discover it? In the year 1665. So, he took a thin slice of the cork. Cork is what? Cork is nothing but a dead part present on the outer part of the tree or the plant, that is outer bark, the brown substance that you can see on the surface of the trees. That is on the surface of the stems, that is nothing but the cork. So basically the cork cells are the dead cells. Which cells? They are the dead cells. So he took a thin slice of this cork cell, and then on he placed it under his microscope. That time he had the primitive microscope, which was also discovered by himself, the primitive microscope, and he under the microscope saw some honeycomb like structure, honeycomb like compartments, and he called that honeycomb like compartments as a cell. So basically, who discovered the cell first time? That is Robert Hooke in the year 1665, by taking a thin slice of the cork, that is which is the dead that is the dead portion, the dead structure on the which is present on the surface of the stem. Yes, and he saw it under the primitive microscope, which looks something like this, the primitive microscope, wherein he saw that the various honeycomb like structures, and he called them as room, little room, and gave the word cell to them. So basically the very first time cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in the year 1665. Now talking about the next one, that is Anton van Leeuwenhoek. In the year 1674, Leeuwenhoek observed the free living cells in the pond. So basically the dead cells, the cell was very first time discovered by whom? That is Robert Hooke. But the living cell was first time discovered by or viewed by Leeuwenhoek, wherein he used his simple light microscope, which was also discovered by himself, which looks something like this. Yes, so here is the picture, wherein here the sample could be placed and it could be visualized. So we understand that Anton van Leeuwenhoek was the first one to discover the living cell with the help of the light microscope. Yes, and in the next part we shall be understanding about the microscope, what are the types of microscope, the cell number, the cell size, and so on. But till then you have some homework to do, that is define cell? Who discovered cell and how? Why is the cell termed to be as the basic structural and functional unit of life? And the last one is state the hierarchy of structural formation in living beings. Thank you.